It's just a sad fact that we're all going to be living with this pandemic for some time to come. The best we can do is listen to the public health advice and observe how other countries have handled their outbreaks. Australia had to put another strict lockdown in place in Melbourne. Our Mike Drolet spoke to some Canadians living down under about the lessons learned.
It's after Melbourne's 9 p.m. curfew and nary a soul is to be seen. Proof what are being called the most draconian COVID-19 measures in the world seem to be working. 75% of Australia's 26,000 COVID-19 cases have occurred in Victoria State, where Melbourne is the capital. In late June, a second wave forced the government to take drastic action, so Canadian expats like Daniela Minicucci had to give up freedom of movement.
Well, we're not able to go further than 5 kilometers unless you're breaking the rules, which of course we're not.
She'd love nothing more than to go to the beach, but it's just outside her travel zone. Residents can go outside for 2 hours a day, but that's it. Melbourne is so locked down, it's become an island in an island country. Protests were also deemed illegal, but when Melburnians tried anyway, police were there to arrest them. Epidemiologists say Canadians should take note, especially if numbers continue to rise in Ontario and Quebec.
It may come to that, but let's try and avoid that by hanging on to the faith, hope, and charity of the distancing, masking, and hand hygiene.
We spoke with another Canadian living in Australia, Alex Newman, 5 days after leaving Melbourne for a new job in Sydney.
Can't open this for too long. Let's see. Okay, so there we go. That is the lunch.
Sydney isn't taking risks with anybody coming from the hot zone, so Newman has to quarantine in a hotel room where the windows don't open and there's a guard on every floor.
So I have a roast beef sandwich.
He has to pay for the room. The government supplies the food, and it doesn't always seem like a fair deal.
I don't want to say it's prison-like because, I have a decent room, some light, and a bed, but I can't help but feel like a little prison-like.
It hasn't been easy, but Newman and Minicucci are trying to stay positive in their adoptive country.
What can you do? Like, if the alternative is a situation like America, no thanks.
So they're riding out the storm. The payoff, hopefully, is an Australian summer without any COVID-19 worries. Mike Drolet, Global News, Toronto.